Hey y'all, just wanted to talk to y'all for a second. This book, The Shack, has been out for many, many years. A story about a man who loses his daughter in a horrific way, and God meets him. God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit meet with him at this shack where his daughter's bloody dress was found. And I've seen the movie many times, and I have to admit, I've read the majority of this book, the part where he meets with God and then on. I haven't found the courage to read the beginning of this book because I know what's going to happen. I know that his daughter is going to be taken from him and going to be brutally murdered. But I've seen the movie quite a few times, and I've read these encounters he had with God throughout this journey back to this shack, which when she comes back to this shack, it doesn't look like this. It's actually a glorious looking place where God decides to meet with this man named Mackenzie and help him restore not just his faith, but restore him back to understanding his importance and his significance within his own family. Specifically in the restoring of his other daughter, who blamed herself for her sister's death, which her sister's death was in no way her fault, but she was eaten up by guilt. And one of the things that happens towards the end of the book is that Mackenzie helps his other daughter realize that in no way, shape, or form was the murder of her sister any of her fault. And so it's a phenomenal book, highly recommended, phenomenal movie, highly recommended. But I'm not here to just talk about the book in general. I am here to talk about something in the book that really has hit me smack in my face, and I think I needed every ounce of it. And it's this. It's found on page 98. God the Father, who manifests himself as a woman to Mackenzie in the majority of this book, says to him, well, let me start with what Mackenzie says first. Well, I have no idea. I mean, you're God and I'm not. He couldn't keep the sarcasm out of his voice, but she ignored it completely. And this is God who she allows Mackenzie to call her Papa if he wants to. This is what Papa says. She says, yes, but not exactly. At least not in the way you're thinking. Mackenzie, I am what some would say holy, and holy other than you. The problem is that many folks try to grasp some sense of who I am by taking the best version of themselves, projecting that to the nth degree, factoring in all the goodness they can perceive, which often isn't much, and then call that God. While it may seem like a noble effort, the truth is that it falls pitifully short of who I am, of who I really am. I'm not merely the best version of you that you can think of. I am far more than that, above and beyond all that you can ask or think. That right there hit me so hard in the face that I barely knew what to do afterwards, because in my human limited way, that book articulated exactly what I've done the majority of these 32 years I've lived on this earth. Because I can't, in my own humanity, fathom the greatness of God. I literally did what I thought was the best I could at the time, which was not think of myself because I know me, but think of every good person I can think of. Every good thing that I've seen someone do for me. And I lumped that together, times it by 1,000,000, and said, that's what God is like. And I was wrong. That's not what God is like. He is beyond that. He's not just a collection of every good work and every good thing. He is completely whole within himself. I have never differentiated the words holy and holy. The books, they were saying this. Mackenzie, I am what some would say holy and holy other than you. Holy, Holy, means set apart. But holy, Wholly, is derived from the word whole. The word whole is it can be an adjective or a noun, but in the adjective, it's all of, entire, in an unbroken or undamaged state, in one piece. In the book, when God describes himself or herself in the book of being holy, set apart, but also holy as in whole, it means that God is in an undamaged, unbroken state, in one piece. Undamaged, unbroken state. I don't know one human being who is unbroken and undamaged in some way. And I've known some people who have some phenomenal lives, but they can never look me in my eyes and say without a doubt that they've never experienced any sense of brokenness or of unbrokenness or undamaged. Like, in other words, they've never known a life where at some point something wasn't damaged or broken. But God, in all of his godliness, is unbroken and undamaged. When I pray to God, I am literally praying to an unbroken, undamaged God. And it's blowing my mind right now. He lives in a perpetual state, exists in a perpetual state. Age has no effect on him. He literally lives in a state of unbrokenness, and he's undamaged.